It's Grind City Wrestling.
Oh yeah! What's up, everybody? Welcome to Grind City Wrestling. I am Dustin Starr. Be sure to follow Grind City Media. Grind City Media. Take the subscribe button to Slap City wherever you're watching, especially on YouTube. And also go check out the archives. We have the biggest interviews with wrestling's biggest stars for 286 episodes now. That's grindcitymedia.com/podcast. Last week we previewed and predicted SummerSlam, and we did pretty good. And this week, we're going to share the best wrestling that we watched all week. Plus, I'm going to be catching up with St. Jude Hero Coach Pillar. But let's not waste any time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's bell time. Introducing first, he's my co-host, tag team partner, one of the three men in the trio, and also he is the third man inside the cage. Sometimes at UFC, hanging out with Big John McCarthy. It's E-Rock Eric McMahon. What's up, E?
What up, big dog? How you doing?
Good. We missed you last week because I want to hear all about Big John McCarthy.
Well, that was 2 weeks ago. I was training.
I know. We missed you last week.
Big John McCarthy. Oh, yeah, that was awesome. Learned so much. And then this past weekend, I was up in Nashville reffing the PFL, Professional Fight League, live on ESPN.
Oh,
it was an amazing experience. I learned so much from John McCarthy that I actually applied. I thought I knew everything about reffing. And
Of course you did.
Yeah. And then I realized that the nuance, like, I thought I even knew the nuances. But, dude, Big John McCarthy taught me the nuances to the nuances, and it just blew my mind.
Very cool. We're going to talk all about it. Follow Eric on Twitter or X at @E_MacLife. MacLife. Okay, we're raising money for St. Jude this Saturday in Pontotoc, Mississippi. Tommy Dreamer's coming. We're going to catch up with Coach Pillar in just a little bit. But before we bring Devin on real quick, I know that this is pretty close to your heart.
St. Jude?
St. Jude, cancer, the whole thing, right?
Yeah, and cancer absolutely is. I'm a cancer survivor. Had a really rough go. There's somebody extremely close to me dealing with it right now. So obviously it's thing. But moreover than like St. Jude's, I mean, they're doing God. Donate St. Jude.
Yeah, if you guys can't make it to Pontotoc, I urge you to buy a ticket. They're $10, $20, whatever the case may be. You can purchase a ticket. We'll make sure a butt's in the seat, and we'll raise that money for St. Jude. All right, so the third man in the trio, ladies and gentlemen, bringing him in right now. He's the one, the only, Devin Walker.
Baby.
Man, what's up?
Bro, we already don't have a lot of time, so let's jump right into this because it's a lot of stuff on the docket we got to discuss. We're already like 5 minutes in and we ain't touched nothing. So it's time to talk.
Whose fault is that?
It ain't my fault.
Waiting on you. We've been waiting on you, Devin, so be sure to follow him at Devin_Walker2. I want to just remind you that Jordan Grace and Jonathan Gresham were at the Wrestle Center on Sunday, packed house, but I did not see you there, Devin.
Yeah, I told you, bro. I have a rule right now, bro. I don't know. Like, I enjoy my Saturdays of watching Memphis Wrestling on my TV. I'll still pop out every now and then.
Hey, Devin.
I enjoy consuming the product from a television aspect, as they would say, 5-star. But no, I'll pop out every now and then. I might pop out for the Sandman show. How was Jordan though?
Oh man, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not just blowing smoke. I think we've got some viral footage. That's what I think. They were so cool.
Is that cap?
No,
Hey, Devin,
there's no
Devin.
cap.
Devin,
What's up?
the real question I got to ask, are you still a subscriber?
Bro, said on the show, you were here last week, you would have heard me say. I said past tense. I have given her a lot of my money. So I can't do this subscription when she started doing the real, like, heavy lifting stuff. You know? I'm
You
not
like thick Jordan, not buff Jordan.
Yeah, buff Jordan.
What I will say is that on Monday at training, the day after television, I got together with the trainees, and a lot of them are right on the cusp of debuting on the show. Some of them are debuting on the show, but I said, guys, did you see Jordan Grace and Jonathan Gresham? Like, yes. I said, did they look like $1 million or what? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, that is the level that you have to somehow find and work towards, because they both look like $1 million. Dude, Jonathan Gresham is jacked out of his mind.
He's like,
bro, he's like up to here on me. He's so short. But he is jacked as all get out, and Jordan Grace was absolutely fantastic. But anyway, like you said, we got a whole lot to catch up on. Jonathan Gresham and Jordan Grace were awesome. What's that, Devin? I'm sorry.
Live for us to discuss, my guys. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right, my best wrestling of the week: Logan Paul doing tipsy turvy off the top rope. It was amazing. Give these Paul brothers their credit already. Come on.
He was awesome. All right, so we're going to talk about the best wrestling we watched all week. We're going to catch up with St. Jude Hero Coach Pillar. He's the St. Jude hero that got attacked with the kendo stick, so I'm going to talk to him about that. Not just about St. Jude, but about getting hit and beaten with that kendo stick. But first, let's check in with Tommy freaking Dreamer. Check it out.
This is Tommy Dreamer. On August 10th, I'm coming to Pontotoc, Mississippi to take on Psycho Sonny in a punt street fight. And that's okay, because I'm the man to get the job done. But most importantly, I want everyone to come out, because we're there to help raise money for one of the most important causes, the St. Jude Foundation. So let's raise a lot of money, let's have some fun, and let's take Pontotoc, Mississippi to victory.
It's all going down this Saturday. Pontotoc street fight benefiting St. Jude. Guys, did you ever think back when you were watching ECW or whatever that Tommy Dreamer would be coming to town to like raise money for St. Jude? Like, that seems kind of weird, but
Dude, Tommy Dreamer's just, a dream to work with. When we brought him into grinds, and he's awesome.
he is. But outside looking in, you're thinking of this guy that's a bleeder and he beats people up and he's extreme, and now he's coming to help raise money for St. Jude. How cool is that?
What a great guy.
All right, best wrestling we watched all week. Eric, you were not here last week. Let's go with you first.
Dude, the Jake Paul half twisting moonsault off the top rope, but not the turnbuckle. Do you knuckleheads know how difficult that really is?
Talking to. Hell yeah.
I don't think people appreciate it for what it really is, man.
And it's Logan Paul, not Jake.
Yeah, sorry, Logan.
Get the right Paul brother. But no,
there was actually a really good social media post where he was showing him rehearsing that and jumping up and doing the flip, and then in mid flip it shows him live at SummerSlam doing it, which I thought was very, very cool.
Yeah, such a spectacular spot. And I was really worried that he blew out his knee because he landed very precariously.
That's what happens when you dive off the top rope to the floor. Devin, what were you going to say about it?
Oh no, I loved it. But that's not even, bro. That's just scratching the surface. If you want to get into the best thing we watched all week.
It really is, man. LA Knight, I knew that he was going to win the title. It was that was almost like a WrestleMania moment for him. You know, they were talking the other day about him being 40 years old, like DDP, is he too old and all that stuff. Man, this guy just gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and he looked awesome winning the championship.
Okay, since we're talking about LA Knight, Logan Paul, here's the question that I have. And me and Dustin, me and you were talking before we got on about how big of a star Logan Paul really is. I mean, his prime energy drink is printing money at this point.
Man, blazing right now.
So, yes, LA Knight, he's a star. People love him. He's over like Rover. But do you think the reason taking the belt off of Logan, and this is a question for you, Devin, too. Do you think the reason taking the belt off of Logan is because he's going to take a break to go do some of his other ventures?
He's been talking about being wrestling full time right now. So I don't think he's going to be taking steps back. I think he just doesn't need the belt to be a star. You know what I'm saying? He elevated that belt to a good little height and now hand it off to LA Knight and let him rock out with it.
He did. I totally agree with that. All right, so why am I not surprised that Logan Paul is Eric's best wrestling that he watched all week?
I'm not surprised either, bro.
I don't know. But anyway, Devin, you're up. What's the best wrestling that you watched all week?
No, it was the best singular move, and it just blew my mind.
It was great.
This is a social media influencer / boxer that came into pro wrestling, becomes a champion, and pulls off, in my opinion, two of the most spectacular moves in the last couple of years with him and Ricochet, and then this one, give him his flowers.
He's messing it up for me, though. Real quick, he's messing it up for me because all the trainees come to the Wrestle Center within the first couple of weeks. They want to do this Jake Paul crap, and I'm like, guys, you don't even know how to lock up or put on a headlock yet.
Logan Paul, get the right Paul brother.
I'm glad you caught that.
But So my best wrestling, it's hard, bro, because that's SummerSlam show. Because we went to the SummerSlam show, we predicted it, right? We predicted it last week. A lot of the matches we predicted right, but we wanted to know on the show, how are they going to tell the story? How are they going to tell the story for these predictable payoffs, these predictable title changes? How do you tell a story? And I want to raise my glass right now. If I could spit my water out, I would. Not like Michael Cole, more like Pat McAfee. But I want to raise my glass to Triple H, because, bro, they told story after story. They started the show with Dom and Rhea and Liv, and I was surprised.
Bro, that was almost the best. That was almost the best story of the entire night. You're exactly right. I mean, that to me was like a main event. That was a world championship match too.
To start the show, they started the show with fire, and to me, I saw a tweet that said, "How the hell did Dom turn even more heel? Like he's a top heel in the company.
He is a star. And his star is two of the most marketable women in wrestling at all, and they put Dirty Dom with them. That lucky son of a beep. Man, I'm jealous of Dirty Dom.
I will say, Dom, though, if we take a step back and put it into real life for a second, would you rather be with the girl that bought you a PS5, some chicken nuggets, send you some dirty photos, loves on you all the time, or that chokes you and might beat your ass every now and then?
Ooh, that is actually kind of tough, bro.
I was about to say, it's kind of tough.
That's kind of tough.
Freaky as hell. Y'all freaky, bro. You got to think about this.
All right, so I'll tell you.
Might be a little freaky, bro.
Dave and Buster's was absolutely packed. I got there a little bit later than anticipated because I didn't know it started at 6 o'clock. Right? 6 o'clock bell time. So I rolled up in there and the place was packed. People were cheering the television. You talk about Liv and Rhea and all that. They were literally reacting like those were their friends in some sort of love tiff. It was so good and so funny. And you said it was a little bit predictable. Some of it was predictable, but I think sometimes it's okay to be predictable because you can give them something different in the story, like you said. So there was a lot of predictability on the show.
There's a subtlety, though.
Stories.
Right?
Stories were phenomenal. Like
here's a subtlety, right? Here's a subtlety, right? Is we always got the Liv, Rhea triangle, right? But he actually kissed her.
Yes.
Oh, you got the physicality of it, which is like, ooh,
with tongue, Eric.
But I mean, like that is going next level with the story. It's like we always knew the sexual innuendos were there, but now you got to seeing it.
I would be divorced.
Oh, we know.
My Maria would not like that at all. She doesn't care if it's.
Me too.
Yeah. Right.
They were at Kiss Creek, but not even just that, bro. We ain't even gotten to Rome yet. We're like 20 minutes into the pod. Like, there's so many things that were so good from SummerSlam.
I thought one of you guys had to say that Roman Reigns was the best wrestling you watched all week, so that means I've got 3. You guys come in here with your honorable mentions and your best and worst. So I'll say that Roman Reigns' return has to be the best wrestling all week.
You don't think it was too soon?
No, I don't think
so. No, man, we haven't seen him since WrestleMania. The only thing that I thought was missing is that there should have just been a little more like, I don't know, pyro or pageantry or something like that. But that music hit, the place went nuts. They have a bona fide super baby face on their hands.
I'm surprised Paul Heyman wasn't with him, though.
I think that's the next step. If you give it all to him at once, then you don't have anything to come back to. So maybe we'll see him on SmackDown.
I have one issue with the Roman Reigns return. And I loved everything, the way they told the story, whether it's Jacob Fatu doing the springboard and like playing the injury up, because I thought the dude was actually hurt. Like the way the way he sold that injury, I was like, yo, this dude is hurt. Yeah. So he didn't have that first confrontation with Roman, which I love. I do not like Roman Reigns' music. I don't like it.
Sounded the same to me.
Because for me, when I watched the show, I was like, when they put up the head of the table, I was like, who? Oh, that's Roman. The music's different. So that's one thing I didn't like about it. But as far as the Roman walking down the ramp with the original tribal chief shirt on.
Did you know what it meant? Did you know what it meant when you first looked at it?
At the beginning, yeah. When I saw the
I did too.
They didn't the story afterwards coming out that they put some belts on the WWE website for a certain amount of days, and they sold out in like an hour, and they made over $1 million. And they made over $1 million in 30 minutes from Roman Reigns. So
That's crazy.
Roman is a superstar, man. Like you said, super hot babyface. Shout out Roman Reigns.
So my first best wrestling was Roman Reigns returning. My second best wrestling has to be Bronson Reed. For the first time ever, Bronson Reed tsunamis off the top rope Seth Rollins, not once, not twice, not three times. And the fans at first were like, what's Bronson Reed doing? By the sixth time, with all the people in the ring, they were with it. Bronson Reed got over because of Seth Rollins. That's the best wrestling that I watched all week. And then the last one.
He wrote that.
Say that again.
He produced that. I read online that Abyss produced that segment.
It was awesome. I'm telling the TV, and I know this. I'm telling the TV, get him out of the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, Seth Rollins out of the ring. What are you doing? I'm like telling them, like, what are you doing? And then he hits it again. I'm like, I love it. All right. So the next best wrestling that I watched all week, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley together is absolutely money. Whoever booked that and put them together, what a freaking pop. They are a genius. It was awesome. Now you got Liv and Dom versus Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. They're like a freaking super power couple. So you got Dom and Liv. They look cool and all that kind of stuff, but they're more like the body style of us or whatever. And then you got Rhea and Damian Priest, who are larger than life. These two are like super tag team. I thought it was awesome. The people loved it. It was awesome.
Let's piggyback on that. We both said, me and you, Devin was gone, that Damian Priest is there. He just needs to be polished a little bit more. Is this being with Rhea polishing him?
They made him the world champion as a transitional champion just to give him that world title rub. Now they spun him off with arguably the most popular babyface girl on the roster and the strongest and biggest, and he's the biggest and strongest. That zesty taker stuff that you guys talk about, maybe this Rhea Ripley partnership here will kind of, diffuse a little bit of that, hate. 'Cause I think people are going to like Damian Priest with Rhea Ripley, man. That looked like a badass tag team.
They got a cool name, too. The Terror Twins is kind of cool. The Terror Twins.
I love it. All right, we're going to talk more about SummerSlam, and we'll talk about more of our predictions that of course, I was right, I think, 100% of the time. Is that right? Eric will take a look at that. But first, let's go and catch up with my conversation that I had with St. Jude Hero Coach Pillar. Listen to what he says about taking these kendo sticks to the back. Check this out. And joining me at this time is St. Jude Hero Memphis Wrestling Zone Coach Pillar. What's up, Coach?
What's up, Dustin? How are you today, man?
Man, I might be doing a little bit better than you because I've been watching Memphis Wrestling, and 2 weeks ago, I believe, you ended up in some sort of altercation with the Righteous Path. But before we talk about it, last year's Rumble on the Trail, because that's what we're here to talk about, is raising money for St. Jude. You got into it with Hollywood Jimmy Blaylock and the Hollywood Clique, and then fast forward to this year, now it's the Righteous Path. Dude, what is going on?
Get right. I mean, I don't know any way to say it. Like, Delicious Van Vicious, and Delicious Van Vicious, I got to give him a body slam. So not everybody can say that, but I have body slam Delicious Van Vicious, and I still have not got my hands on Hollywood Jimmy, and it's coming. I'm gonna get my hands on Hollywood Jimmy one way or another. As far as the Righteous Path is concerned, I was just trying to help Denzel out. There was no reason for them to be going around beating on people for no reason. I mean, this is a competitive sport. Let's get in the ring. Let's have our matches. Let's not cheat. Let's see who wins. And they're sitting there beating somebody with a kendo stick. And so I just got out from the broadcast table and just went out there, tell them to stop, and just leave it alone. Let him go back to the locker room. He's already been beat. And then next thing you know, I'm getting knocked out by Morrow, getting rolled out of the ring. Like, I didn't know that till later because I'm smooth out. Morrow, not me, smooth out. And the next thing you know is I'm hanging off the ring and getting a kendo stick to the back. And it hurt. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it woke me up. The first lick woke me up. And then the next two, I'm getting knocked unconscious again. So it's just like from the pain because it hurt so bad. And so, I'm just like, this is crazy. And, the next thing I remember is you talking to me and bringing me to and me struggling to get to the back. That's all I can remember. And
I can remember looking at you.
And they did the number on me.
Yeah, I remember looking at you in your eyes and saying, "Okay, hold on, guys, just slow down, stop. Coach, can you hear me? Are you cool? Do we need to call an ambulance and all that?" Because I mean, the welts were there instantly. And the people that are listening to this podcast on Spotify or whatever, go to YouTube and check it out, because you could see the footage over the top of this interview of Coach Pillar getting hit with a kendo stick. Now, growing up and being a wrestling fan and all that stuff, we've always thought, like, what does a kendo stick feel like? Does it really hurt that bad? So take us through that real quick. What you thought, like if you were watching Sandman or watching Memphis Wrestling and saw Reverend Ash Taylor hitting somebody with a kendo stick, what did you think it felt like compared to what it actually felt like? Because I know it hurts like hell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I always thought, I'm gonna go back a minute in school in education, but I always thought it was gonna be like a sting of a paddle when you got a paddle in like middle school or high school.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought it was gonna be like, just like a sting of a paddle. But it was the second lick after I got woke up, and then before I got knocked out again. The one I do remember, the one hit that I remember feeling, it was just like a blunt force. It wasn't a sting. It was a blunt object hit to my back.
Yeah.
And
Reverend broke the kendo stick over your back. And again, I've watched wrestling my whole life, and only very few times have I ever seen a kendo stick break.
And just from the force that he was putting forth. I mean, I just don't understand. What did I do? What did I do as a St. Jude hero? I mean, I just told him to stop doing, the things he was doing to Denzel. I mean, as a St. Jude hero, somebody that's not a wrestler on the normal, somebody that's only been in the ring one time his entire life,
Right.
And so, it's just, what did I do to deserve a beating like that?
Yeah, well, that's going down this Saturday, Rumble on the Trail, Pontotoc, Mississippi, at the Agri Center. You can get your tickets right now, memphiswrestling.tv. You can even save $5 if you use the code St. Jude. I know that you are going to be there, and you've got something to say about it coming up this Saturday on Memphis Wrestling. But also, Tommy Dreamer is coming to Pontotoc for the first ever Pontotoc street fight against Psycho Simon. Is the Agri Center going to be able to contain these two?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of cattle gates. And there's a lot of fencing. There's a lot of bleachers. There's a lot of chairs. There's a lot of trash cans. And there's the concession stand. And anytime you coming in North Mississippi and there's a concession stand, we may have some problems.
Right. So Tommy Dreamer versus Psycho Simon, Pontotoc street fight. It's somewhat of a revenge match for Tommy Dreamer. Also, the Rumble on the Trail. We've got a big brand new Ansley Cup. Tell us about the Ansley Cup.
So Memphis Wrestling's dear friend, Ansley Thompson from Ingomar, Big John Dalton's classmate, a little girl I watched grow up and went to church with her entire life. Unfortunately, she had ATRT, which normally affects only children under the age of 3. But here Ansley is at age 13 getting this rare cancer. And she was not able to undergo, once she went into remission after going through chemotherapy and radiation. And we're thinking, okay, she's good because she was in remission. And then all of a sudden this past December, Ansley got sick again and had a really tough time. And in March, she was gone that quick. The cancer had come back and returned and she died. And so we at Memphis Wrestling, of course, we put a tribute video out on the next episode that Saturday after she passed away. And then, of course, that she had come to the local shows at Ingomar, and
it was so awesome to meet her, man. I mean, I know you guys were closer to her, and you guys knew her better than I did, but just to be able to meet her.
Able to attend the Rumble last year because she had gotten sick. Yeah, it was just because she was such a close to us. She's a St. Jude patient, and then also turn around and just Memphis Wrestling. She just adored the sport.
I love that. I love that you guys were so close to her, and I hate that she's not here to celebrate with us this year at the Rumble on the Trail, but I think it's really awesome that the Rumble on the Trail Cup, has been renamed as the Ansley Cup. I'm super excited that Big John Dalton's going to be in that match. I'd love nothing more to see him become a 2-time, if you don't win it, if you're in it, because I know that you got involved in the ring last year, which I thought was absolutely nuts, but you just can't get enough. We love it, right? We raised over $15,000 last year. What was it?
$250. Yeah.
Where are we this year? What are we looking like this year?
Well, we definitely want to raise more money than we did last year.
Absolutely.
But able to do that, and able to do that, you had to buy tickets. You got to get on MemphisWrestling.tv. You got to buy tickets, buy advance tickets so we know how to prepare, how much concession food to prepare, how much memorabilia to bring. So get on there now. We got 4 days left. Get on there, buy your tickets, MemphisWrestling.tv, so we can know how to prepare. And then, of course, the walk up in this area is always huge. So we're anticipating a huge walk up. And then, of course, we're looking at forward to Tommy Dreamer coming, signing memorabilia. If I got 3 kendo sticks, and if I don't use one of them on a certain somebody, then Tommy Dreamer is going to autograph those, and we're going to sell those at the event.
Very, very cool. Rumble on the Trail this Saturday, Pontotoc, Mississippi. It's only about an hour and 15 minutes away from Memphis. Get those tickets, MemphisWrestling.tv. As Coach Pillar said, Tommy Dreamer's going to be there. There's a Pontotoc street fight. The entire Memphis wrestling crew will be out there, and I can't wait. And I know that you're very, very close. We all have been touched, unfortunately, by cancer and what cancer, the result of cancer, I guess the end result of cancer, no matter what family you're in. We've all been, quote unquote, a victim of cancer. You probably more so than me, knowing Ansley. And then real quick before we go, I think it's very important to let the fans and the people that are listening know why you are so invested into St. Jude, even before Ansley and before running the St. Jude marathons and all that kind of stuff. So take us back real quick to where it all very first started.
Okay, well, luckily in 2003, I met a beautiful young lady at Northeast Community College in Ole Miss, and she became my wife, but she was a St. Jude survivor. In 1983, she had retinoblastoma, and then 1984, she had her eye. The statistics, the eye had a 20% survival rate. Of course, if you remove the eye, it was a good survival rate. And so luckily she had her eye removed at that time. And she lives a great, prosperous life now and doesn't have any problems. But we have a young man that's going to be at Rumble on the Trail. His name is Jake Cooley from Pontotoc. And he had the same cancer my wife had. And they grew up 15 miles from each other. And he has both of his eyes. And they're able to do chemotherapy and radiation on his eyes as an infant. And guess what? He can see great out of his eyes. He's a pitcher for the Pontotoc High School baseball team. I mean, he's just, it's a sale. And it's got a 96% survival rate now with the eye. So to go from 20% in 1983 to 96% in the 2020s is just incredible. And that's because of the work of St. Jude.
It is absolutely incredible. We're going to keep working. We're going to work each and every year, and we're going to be hard at work coming up this Saturday in Pontotoc, Mississippi. 6 o'clock, you can come meet Tommy Dreamer. 7 o'clock is bell time. It is going to be off the charts. If there's anything else that you need to say to the fans all around, because I do, there's something I want to say, is that even if you're not in the market, because a lot of people listen and watch this podcast and outside of the Memphis or Tupelo market, purchase a ticket. That ticket, we will make sure that there is a booty in that seat. Purchase that ticket and donate it. We got tickets as low as $10. Every little bit helps as far as raising money for St. Jude. Murray, take us home.
All right. So, August 10th, 7 p.m., Pontotoc Agri Center. Get your butt in a chair. Get you a ticket. Raise money for St. Jude. Come meet Tommy Dreamer. If you haven't met him already, come meet him again. Do what you can. And come see Coach Pillar, because I'm going to be seeing you.
Here we go. All right, Coach. I'll see you on Saturday. Thanks, man.
All right.
Welcome back. Big shout out to Coach Pillar. He's doing awesome things. I mentioned that we raised $15,000 last year. We're going to beat that this year. You guys can buy tickets, MemphisWrestling.tv. Even if you can't be there, it's all about donating. There's no amount too small, no amount too big. Tommy Dreamer will be there. Of course, his merchandise sales will go towards our fundraiser for St. Jude. So anyways, all right, let's get back into SummerSlam. Anything else? I've got Dom and Liv as like the number one thing on the show to me. And that's saying a lot because there were some new world champions crowned.
Yeah, they have four title changes on the show, which is surprising to have back. The way they did it was back to back with the title changes. I thought that was pretty interesting. But I think if we fast forward past SummerSlam, I think for me, I don't know if I'm just speaking in the moment, but I think that Raw was one of the best post pay-per-view Raws I've seen in a while. in the story of the new day of Odyssey Jones making his debut after being drafted like 500 times. He shows up and saves the day from Kofi. And Xavier's still looking at him like, who is this dude? But that dude is a massive human being. Apparently, they put a story up online that he almost broke the record at the Performance Center for most deadlifts. He's that strong, bro. 6'5", about 350 pounds. It looks like K Toomer a little bit, but
I was about to say, bro, it looked just like K Toomer. K Toomer had people in his inbox saying, "Whoa, I saw you on Raw." You know, he very much looked like K Toomer. Odyssey Jones with over 8 million views on his debut. That beats Okada. That beats Sasha Banks or Mercedes Money, and that beats the other one, Will Ospreay. So I saw that they had views of 4 million. But he had over 8 million. Odyssey Jones was awesome. I thought it was going to be like, all right, they're putting somebody with the New Day, and yeah, he's kind of cool or whatever. But no, like he went in there, he looked awesome. He took over. The people loved it. Now, the thing that I don't necessarily like about it is I feel like that this is a rebirth of the New Day, right? But instead, if you look at Xavier Woods afterwards, he wasn't really into it. Yeah, and I think this far into the game, you know, they've been tag team for 10 plus years. I hate to say they're at the twilight of their career, but they kind of are. I mean, they're not extremely old or anything, but, you know, they've been going for a while. Why would you split the New Day up at this point? They're one of the greatest, probably, can I say that they're the greatest trio of all time that have never split up? I mean, I know you got Hall, Nash, and X-Pac. That's a pretty damn good one, but
yeah,
you know what I mean?
DX, does DX count?
I mean, they could. Those are stables. There are, but like the New Day, why would you split them up now? Yeah, so hopefully they don't.
Yeah, I wonder if they're
hopefully they don't.
Hopefully they find a way to bring Big E and kind of like let him help tell the story even more. I know he's not gonna be able to wrestle, but if you bring him in as like kind of a mentor, kind of like, you know, hey Xavier, bro, he's a good dude, you know, that kind of thing, and Xavier finally turns on him and joins probably one of the worst factions of the time. The Final Testament, what they're called. By the way, bro, can we get Dustin off our TV, by the way? What's his name? Dude, what's his name? Karrion Kross. He's had 5 different rebrands. He's gone and come back. Triple H keeps getting there because he loves him.
But Devin,
get his ass down.
He's a big guy, and he's got a hot wife, and he's jacked. So they're trying to. It's just like those guys that are with him, Razor and
Authors of Pain.
Authors of Pain. They've been repackaged multiple times, and they always look the same, and they always work the same. I don't know what it is. It's got to be their size, but they cannot seem to get them over. E?
Two pack of ass. What you think, E?
I'm just waiting for the Viking Raiders to come back.
Yeah, it's never happening. Hey, bro, we haven't talked about Gunther, bro. Gunther being in the camp. Are y'all happy about that?
I was just about to bring that up. Gunther's
a star, in my opinion.
Somebody really likes Gunther.
Well, no,
Gunther
even back in
bad dude, man. He's a bad dude.
Back in NXT, like when you saw Gunther, you're like, dude, that guy, just his look, that stoic. It's a non-traditional look with a very traditional feel. I don't know what it is, like his stoic nature, everything. I think he's a star. I know he's not like necessarily like the most over guy, but he is that guy that gives legitimacy, that can carry it a long time because of you take him serious.
You know who Gunther reminds me of on the NBA level? Y'all know who Nikola Jokic is? Very stoic. Very doesn't show much emotion. But when he gets inside the scored circle or the 4 lines of a basketball court, he gets the damn job done. And he looks
this is very similar to the Damian Priest thing, where this is a first-time world champion, and they've made him a superstar at this point. I mean, he was already a star before, but now you're the pinnacle. Him and Cody, with the championship, you're going to Berlin. So I was asking everybody, like, hey, where's WWE going next? Because if Gunther wins, that means they're going somewhere, and they're going to be in Berlin for a pay-per-view coming up. But this could go either way for Gunther. Either Gunther is going to continue to be that dominant force and become that major superstar, or he'll use the title, kind of like Damian Priest did, to get that legitimacy to move on as well. So we'll see what happens with Gunther. But man, I'll tell you what, the dude looks awesome in a suit. He looked great on Monday in his celebration.
He brings Cody is the white hot baby face, right? And that's in every, like this is not a hot take. That championship means more, right? But now we're bringing in when with Gunther with the other title. I mean, you just take him serious. He doesn't have to be a baby face. He doesn't have to be necessarily like a mean spitting heel. He's serious, and you take it serious. And I think that's what they're going for, and that's why he's the guy. And I think he's going to hold it for a while.
Yeah, and
Any other notes?
I like the angle he has with Orton. And I guess another note is probably the Finn situation. Because they're playing the Finn thing with Damian Priest, like a year-long storyline of when Damian Priest cost Finn the title, so then Finn cost him the title. Now they're finding a way to play off that story, bro. It's just, I think we talked about this before in on this pod, bro. Wrestling has not been in this situation for a long time, where every single week I am tapped in, bro. I want to know what's next. It's been a while where I won't watch this week, but right now, bro, every single week of wrestling, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, I am locked up in, bro. Wrestling is as hot as ever right now.
I really enjoy it, but I got 3 kids, so I sure as hell ain't locked in.
You got a TV, bro. You got a TV,
I am locked in. I am locked in. All right, so before we give our upcoming events and stuff, I want to give a couple shout outs to some guys that don't get enough love, especially on this podcast. JD McDonough was awesome on Monday. He had a match with Damian Priest. He knows exactly what his role is. He knows he's a slimy chicken shit heel that's got to cheat to get on top. He knows his role as kind of like a flunky in the Judgment Day. Nothing wrong with that, guys. Everybody wants to be an ass kicker and wants to win every match. You can't. These are the guys that are helping tell the stories for the quote-unquote big stars. JD McDonough was awesome, and he has been for the Judgment Day. Even when they didn't want him in the group, his body looks awesome, his work looks awesome, and his microphone is awesome. He is really, really good. The other one is Ludwig Kaiser, who did the introduction for Gunther on Monday night, standing in the center of the ring. It's all dark, a spotlight. He looked amazing. His introduction was awesome, and he's another guy that has really played a big role in Gunther's career. And I think those guys don't get enough love, especially on this podcast. They're underrated, and I think they're great.
He's the perfect mouthpiece for somebody who don't want to talk, you know?
Yeah, and Gunther can kick his ass anytime. JD McDonough as well. So when they step out of line, they could take that butt kick and still it doesn't even hurt their character at all. But we're running a little bit long, guys. So let's take a look at what's coming up. Memphis Wrestling, because it's loaded.
Memphis Wrestling is on the road. Join us live. This Saturday, August 10th, Memphis Wrestling is raising money for St. Jude. Join us in Pontotoc, Mississippi, featuring Tommy Dreamer versus Psycho Simon in the first ever Pontotoc Street Fight. Plus, who goes home with the prestigious Ansley Cup? Next Friday, August 16th, Memphis Wrestling tag teams with the Clarksburg volleyball team for a huge fundraiser. Saturday, August 24th is the Tatertown Throwdown Part 2 in Gleason, Tennessee. Sunday, August 25th, The Sandman is coming to Memphis Wrestling, presented by Ghost River Brewing. Then, join us for AEW All In. It's free to watch at Dave & Buster's in Memphis. Saturday, September 7th, Memphis Wrestling returns to the Dyer County Fair for Generations of Champions. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at memphiswrestling.tv.
Welcome back to Grind City Wrestling. As you can see, Memphis Wrestling's on fire. The Sandman is coming, presented by Ghost River Brewing. For the first time ever, we're going to be drinking beer. Ghost River inside the Wrestle Center with the Sandman on August 25th. And of course, you guys know that Danhausen is coming October 6th. Those shows will absolutely sell out. Eric, what you got going on?
So this Saturday I'll be the third man in the cage again. This time in West Memphis, Arkansas, Southland Casino, Attitude MMA. It'll be live on the LFA Fight Network YouTube channel. Check it out. I will be pulling double duties. You guys will respect this. I'm commentating the entire card until it gets to the last 4 matches, which are the high-profile pro fights, and then I take off my headset, put on my reffing shirt, and then I'm the referee.
Very cool. See you.
Wow. All I gotta say is I'm looking at my watch, 38 minutes into this damn podcast, and nobody's mentioned the name CM Punk. I'm so thankful for that. I appreciate y'all, because that dude was a bum.
Well, he's gonna have a line with Roman though.
Well, while you said that, let's show some love real quick to Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre is the epitome of what a WWE superstar is supposed to look like, sound like, act like, the whole 9 yards. I don't know how you'd ever beat a guy like Drew McIntyre. That dude is a freaking stud.
Yeah, I'm glad
he's a company man too.
Damn, he called that man a company man.
Yes. What's wrong with that?
No, hey,
He's always gonna have a job.
CM Punk, he is what he is. I'm so tired of watching him on my TV. Yeah, good riddance. But yeah, what am I up to this weekend? What am I going? He did look good in his first match in forever though. I wasn't giving that those flowers. Still a bum.
It's clobbering time.
Still a bum. But no, I don't have anything to do this weekend. I'm chilling.
All right, so you're coming to Pontotoc, Mississippi on Saturday for Rumble on the Trail. All right, folks, you can catch an all-new Memphis Wrestling Friday night, 11 p.m., Action News 5 Plus, and then also on Saturday, Action News 5 Plus, 11 a.m., and then you can do a live chat with us at noon and watch on YouTube. It's Memphis Wrestling Extra Large. It's the biggest main event yet. We've got the 387-pound master of Fat Jitsu. Check this out, Devin. Memphis Heritage Champion defending against the 420-pound problem, Aaron Roberts. That's going down this Saturday.
A lot of beef in
Memphis Wrestling.
You got insurance on that ring, bro?
Biggest main event yet. We even had the referees and everything come out and double check the ring. I mean, we couldn't reinforce the ring, but just make sure everything is tightened up and everything. So be sure to check that out. Again, Dustin Starr, Eric McMahon. Devin Walker has one last thing to say.
You want to go ahead and have your Mark Henry Big Show moment. You want to go viral. Make it happen.
I would love to. And that's all the time we have for Grind City Wrestling. We'll see you next week. Yeah. Hey, we didn't even spill any tea this week.
What happened now?
Stay tuned.
What happened?